Hey guys, guess what? There's a Frankie Fauna video I never reacted to. So, that is what we're gonna do today, people. Let's see if I can get back to it. Sorry, I'm in my video history here. Give me one moment while I go to close that. So, oh, my voice. I'm dry, as you can probably tell, and I probably don't have as much sleep as I could have had. There is a what I ate in a day he did. Let me look. I don't think I listened. Fully did this one. Let me make sure. These are just his meat vlogs. Yeah. So this one I didn't react to. Here we go. If I can.
The first thing I do every day is take my glandular supplements. We have 4 here. I don't necessarily take all of these every day, but for the most part, I do take the male virility and third eye every day. Third eye is for creativity. Male virility is for like focus. The thyroid I will take if I'm feeling cold or warm. It kind of helps with temperature regulation. The thyroid.
I'm just going to put this on full screen so you can see. Oops. Let's see here. Boop.
Hormones can also regulate appetite. And then the adrenal is just kind of for like energy throughout the day if I feel really fatigued. Today, we're going to do a little bit of each of them. And I also take a half of a kratom pill in the morning if...
By the way, I did learn that's used to get a buzz. So, my theory was right all along. He started this diet to justify his problem with drugs and his problem with carbs.
You know, I'm not in a good mental state if I feel really fatigued. Today, we're going to do a little bit of each of them. And I also take a half of a kratom pill in the morning if, you know, I'm not in a good mental state. If I don't feel good, this kind of gets me a little happier. And
of course it does, Frankie. It's a drug. No shite, Sherlock.
Kind of ready to start the day. So in addition to the glandulars and the half kratom pill, I'll have a little bit of mastic gum just to get the taste of the glandulars out of my mouth, and then I will
Mastic gum takes the taste of the glandulars away, but isn't mastic gum supposed to taste bad too?
hydrate with plenty of glass bottled mineral water. Go on my computer for half an hour, whatever, catch up with all the work I need to do in the morning, and then sit down for breakfast. Oh, you know what? Let me show you the amounts of each of these I take. So the third eye.
Drugs again. I would say it's a drug addiction. He's probably always abused pills. I wouldn't put it past him. He probably always did abuse pills. And if not, you know, maybe I'm wrong on that, but I don't remember him telling a story about pills, but wouldn't be shocked if he did those in his past. He's got a drug issue anyway.
We'll use a full scoop of what it comes with. That's about 1 gram. The thyroid support, I don't really do that much. Maybe like a little more than that. You know, I definitely don't use a full scoop. Probably not even like a quarter scoop. This is about what I use for the thyroid. The male virility, I'll take the most of. Probably like half of a scoop. Sometimes almost even a full scoop. So that's the amount of male virility I would take. And then the adrenal, I'm usually very careful with. Probably about the same amount as the thyroid. So the adrenal and thyroid are very potent. I should really put the smaller scoops in the adrenal and thyroid, which I think we'll do next batch. So we'll have to change the label and change the dosing and the scoop size.
Why would people want to... Okay, Frankie. Why does everybody have to do what you're doing? All you should be selling is your meat and your sweets. Like, if you really want to sell the sweets. But I don't think you should be selling your supplements, buddy. But I suppose if you're going to eat the same diet that the government tells you to eat, that you're prescribed in a hospital setting, then I guess maybe you are onto something there. But because I'm still carnivore and have been carnivore for 5 years, waiting for that issue to set in. This will be my 6th year keto carnivore. And my subs can hate that I call it keto carnivore, but I don't care, so suck it.
And everything, but most people experiment with this and don't really have too many issues outside of the adrenal. That's why the adrenal actually has a warning on the website, because if you take too much of it, the stress hormones, like, very, very, very potent. So you got to be a little careful and figure out what dosing you feel good.
Yeah, it's called go see an actual endocrinologist. How about that?
On. But as I said, I noticed a lot.
You're a drug addict. You're a junkie. Like, by the way, for people who chose to take drugs and stuff, junkie. Yeah, Frankie, you're a junkie. You are a drug addict. And no, I won't censor myself. I don't get money off my videos, so I don't freaking care. You don't have to put ads on here, YouTube, because I'm not monetized anyway. And no, you don't have the right to take money from my content when I don't even make money off my own content. So, get lost.
More creativity with the
I pay your premium, you son of a B. That's the only word I'm gonna censor.
third eye. I can like visualize things better. The thyroid temperature.
How does the third eye pill help?
Regulation, male virility, kind of focus and clarity, and then the adrenal is just for kind of energy the whole day. So try this stuff out, guys. Organ supplements, the kratom pill.
You're literally telling people to take kratom, a drug that is like dangerous. Dangerous, dude. Somebody told me you could have a seizure. Like, it causes seizures. I don't remember if it's if you stop it or something, but now that you're taking this crap, you're in for a very dangerous wake-up call. Like, you're gonna end up in the hospital eating their food. It's not gonna be your steel cut oats and your no, it's gonna be that boxed like ready-made whatever. It's gonna be dehydrated bull crap. Is what it's gonna be. Like you are just. Oh my gosh.
Sometimes needed, sometimes not needed as much. But we have the mastic on in there too and everything else. So we're doing the collagen pancakes for breakfast. I showed you guys this recipe, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 months ago now. It's just a nice balance of easily digestible protein, a lot of starch, a lot of fiber to kind of soak up all that toxic bile in the.
What am I hearing outside? I hear rain, but there's something else too. Why is he still saying toxic bile? Frankie, you know what reflux actually is? It's when you don't have enough acid, believe it or not. You know what helps that? More acid. Fiber does not soak up toxic bile. If anything, it actually causes more reflux. Now how I know? Because I ate a salad I was eating lots of salads before, and I never felt good after them. They had loads of fiber, Frankie. I still had a reflux after it. Then there's no toxic bile and anything. If anything, you're toxic. Your bloodstream's toxic. You don't even deserve to give your blood to anybody now. You've really screwed yourself over now. You can't donate your blood anymore because you have kratom in it.
Morning, great for liver detox. A little bit of sugar, vanilla, salt to make it tasty. And we're going to put some organic maple syrup on there, guys. All the ingredients for this are available on the Foods website, frankiesrangefoods.com. We're going to have a bit of Honeycrisp apple on the side just for some freshness. You know, higher volume, higher water content, more fiber, keep the gut in check, keep everything moving. Supplement-wise for breakfast is a little different than the rest of the meals. So I like doing the multi-mineral, one, the B-complex, one of those, and one of the vitamin C.
Drug addicts, pill addicts. You are a pill addict, you are a pill addict. Yeah, I'm shaming you. You know why? Because you were doing so well. You were at least a lot more sane on carnivore. You had a bit more of a head on your shoulders. You sounded full of energy. You weren't taking drugs up the yin-yang like this. You weren't doing any of that bull crap. Where you went wrong, Frankie, was you started downing honey like a bear ready for hibernation.
So I only take these three with my...
Approaching the hibernation season, rather. They're trying to fatten themselves up for the winter. No, Frankie, this is ridiculous.
First meal with breakfast in the morning. The B-complex to get all my B vitamins for the day, the multi-mineral to get a little bit of everything, and the vitamin C for the anti-scorbutic properties, which is especially important on a high carbohydrate diet. And then I'll have one calcium capsule because the calcium is not in the multi-mineral.
You know, if you were carnivore, you wouldn't eat all this crap. Full fat, beef, sleeping. Yes, you do. Yes, you did. You did. Because in my last video, I even said you were going through this for like years. Or at least a year. I can't remember the whole story. Don't even care to look back. But the point is, you went through this for so long, you would have died if you were literally not sleeping. There was no way you would have survived that. And when I said about a month, I was being generous with the timing. It could be a lot sooner than that, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. There was a guy that went like 10 days with no sleep. How? I don't know. Don't know how he lived, because I've heard of people dying after 3 days. There's this like weird gene that if people get it, they don't sleep. And they start to have like hallucinations and stuff. They must sleep very, very small amounts though, because I think they can live up to like, isn't it like a year after they're diagnosed with it? Or whatever. It's the weirdest thing. I think they get hallucinations. It's really crazy.
Did that because a lot of people have too much calcium in their body. And we also have 3 probiotic capsules here.
I think if I had too much calcium in my body, Frankie, I would be breaking bones easily. And every bone would crack every single time. The only bone I got a problem with is my knee, and I think I did that when I was in the very beginning stages of keto. I don't even know what happened. I remember I was sitting weird, so that was partially my fault. But now this one knee, it like, if I move it a certain way, it cracks. That hurt when it first happened, and it's never really fully corrected itself since. And I'm always like walking and you hear like this clicky click. It's not loud, like you wouldn't hear it if I was in a crowd of people, but you'd hear it if it was just me. And it doesn't always do it, but it does it quite a lot. Yeah, I'm sad. I don't know why it happens and what I can do to heal it. Because I eat protein and fat. That's the only thing I got a problem with. You know what, Frankie? I got strong bones overall, though. Because if I bump something, at least I won't break anything. I've fallen before. Never broke a bone in my life. And that's saying a lot because of my size. People, you could snap your arms in half. Someone could snap your arms right in half. I don't have too much calcium in my body, Frankie. If I did, I wouldn't be able to... Like, I would actually have more brittle bones than that. Calcium is not the solution to brittle bones. Vitamin D is.
To have as our...
I think calcium does help a little bit, but you need the K2 as well. K2, vitamin D, and calcium. That combination. Plus, if you're taking it in naturally, it's probably just going to come out of you, like what you don't need. Your body will just use that, whatever it can. As long as you have the K2 and the... You can get K2 in animal fat, but you don't eat animal fat. You hate animal fat. You're a fat phobe. And I mean fat phobe in a literal sense. You're literally afraid of fat. You are literally fat phobic because you don't eat fat. You don't like fat. You don't eat fat. You think fat's the devil. Like, even more so than mainstream dietitians. Holy crap.
As our gut health thing with breakfast. So that's going to be it. Pancakes, apple, supplements.
I can't believe all you eat for breakfast is carbs. You say they're collagen. No, they're not. They're just pancakes. You should be having some egg and some sausage.
Water, hydrate, and then we'll have...
And skip the apple, buddy.
Some mastic gum with some charcoal to wrap up the meal. Quick look at...
Charcoal? So you're still taking that crap too? I can't believe this bullcrap. I mean, yeah, sure, this video was like 5 months ago, but... This is why you're depressed. This is why you need kratom. This is why you think you need to donate blood. This is why your markers are the way they are, Frankie, because you're not absorbing anything. You take the stupid charcoal, it's doing nothing. You know what charcoal's supposed to do? It's supposed to block absorption of anything. Everything, by the way. You overdose on something, that's what the charcoal does. Doesn't matter though, if you take charcoal after a meal or after you OD on something, it doesn't know the difference.
Lunch.
It's not smart. There's no AI in it.
Pretty similar to what we had last time, except a different protein source. So we got the Iberico pork tenderloin, little salt and pepper on each side, steak sauce in the pan, and then I poured all the juices and that steak sauce into the white bean puree to give it more flavor to dip my bread in. It's also kind of, preserving the B vitamins and extra nutrition that came.
You don't get anything out of freaking plants. What did you learn? Did you not learn anything on carnivore?
Out of that Iberico pork tenderloin, so we have a nice, lean, nutritious.
No, this is the problem. This is the problem. You don't eat fat, so you're not. How do you think you're going to be able to absorb hormones, Frankie, if you don't eat fat? If you don't eat fat, how are you going to absorb hormones? You don't eat any fat. Come on, let's be real. What, a tablespoon a day?
High quality source of protein for the amino acids, B vitamins, some minerals.
Yeah, that's nothing. Hormones will never work.
Iron, all that stuff.
I thought you didn't want iron because you got hemochromatosis. And the only reason you think you have it is because your ferritin's over 30. Mine was over 44 last I checked. I'm not ashamed. And nobody was concerned. Nobody said a word.
The main caloric content of...
My iron level was 23. Not ashamed whatsoever. 23, by the way, 23 is millimoles. Low is like 4. Yeah. And I learned a trick, apparently. 23, and then you times that by 18, and you get it in your desired unit. So I think in US it would be, sometimes they measure it in percentage too, but times 18, and that is 414. Is that micrograms or milligrams per deciliter? I can't remember. I think iron's supposed to be in that range in milligrams per deciliter or micrograms, whatever the heck the word is.
Meal, we have our sourdough kind of fry bread. Just
I think it's milligrams, isn't it?
flour, water, sourdough starter, a little bit of coconut oil, some salt, fermented overnight, fried in coconut oil in the pan.
That's not animal fat. You'll never get your vitamin D3 out of that. You'll never get you didn't even take vitamin D today. You didn't get vitamin D3. You didn't get omega-3s. Really. You're getting saturated fat. But you're not getting omega. Oh, but there's a little fat in the meat. No. Not the way you have it. There's no fat in that meat. You may as well say there's no fat. Like, when I've eaten like 95% lean, I feel no fat. There is no fat. It would be like putting a tablespoon of butter in a whole recipe. Like if you were making cookies or something, and the thing called for a cup of butter, you only put a tablespoon? Or half a cup of butter, maybe? And you put a tablespoon? How would a tablespoon be good enough?
It's really just starch, the bulk of pure carbohydrate, not too much fiber, which is why we're having the white bean puree, which is...
Again, the only reason I'm okay, and I'm not even really okay with him taking the supplements because it doesn't have to be this complicated, but the only reason I can tolerate him taking supplements a little bit more is because of this diet. Okay, guys? You gotta understand, this is probably the worst diet I've ever reviewed of any vegan, for Pete's sake. Some vegans don't even take anything, just their so-called vitamins. But this is worse because he's actually taking kratom too.
Our soluble fiber, detox the liver.
He thinks he needs to detox the liver with carbs, people. Carbs do not detox the liver. Do you know how you fatten up a pig, Frankie? You're a pig.
Also some minerals in there. So real bulk of carbohydrate, starch, fiber mix to soak all that
Carbs all day.
toxic bile coming out of the liver.
Oh, toxic. My natural body's reaction when I eat food. No, I gotta stop it. I gotta stop my body's natural reaction to food.
What else
Oh no, releasing bile.
does that is the glucose and fructose and fiber in the Honeycrisp apple.
You know it's natural for the body to release bile, right? That doesn't mean something is wrong anytime it releases bile. It means it's digesting. It uses hydrochloric acid to digest. How did I even know that word? Like, I knew it, but I'm like, how do I even remember that word? But anyway, that's what makes you taste the puke taste when you puke. Yeah. Hydrochloric acid. You need that in your stomach to digest, Frankie. This is why you're all the way you are. You're not digesting, you're not absorbing. You take charcoal, you take mastic gum, you take all these other dang supplements, and you wonder why your blood is the way it is. You wonder why your body's trying everything to keep itself alive. Whatever it can handle, like, Frankie, you're taking these powerful, toxic synthetics, and you're eating all this highly toxic food. Like, especially for someone in your state. Like, if you have liver damage, the last thing you want is to eat more carbs. The liver digests the fructose in the carb. Well, not digest, but that's how you process the fructose. This guy makes me so mad. Like, irrationally mad. I don't know what it is.
But we're also adding some volume to it to increase gut motility. So,
I gotta tell you, I said cranium and I'm proud of it. I'm really high. Sorry, I said volume for gut and gut motility. I take kratom, I'm very high, or something like that.
supplement-wise, we have 1 zinc, 1 molybdenum that counters copper toxicity, some volume to it to increase gut motility. Supplement-wise, we have 1 zinc, 1 molybdenum that counters copper toxicity, 3 magnesium capsules that help.
This went out of full screen. Oh no, it didn't. No, it didn't. Never mind.
With that as well. And we have 1 calcium and 3 probiotic. Might have missed the calcium here, but everything else is definitely here. 1 zinc, 1 of the zinc complex, 1 of the molybdenum.
How do you know you're absorbing this? Just because your body's desperate. It pulls on to what it can, but I'm going to tell you right now, ferritin's a protein. That can't be changed through a supplement. So your iron might seem high, buddy, but it's because it's a protection mechanism. It's a protection mechanism.
3 of the magnesium, 1 calcium, and then we have 3 of the natural probiotic, which is
Pill addict. I'm shaming this pill addict cause he chose it. He really, really chose it. Look, if you chose it just simply to gain attention or to cause problems for other people, oh, you don't want me to do this? Fine, I'll do it. Then shame on you, no sympathy.
actually in the fridge. Sometimes I do 4 or 5 with a larger meal like this, still messing around with the amount. And then we're just going to finish it off with maybe half a teaspoon of mastic gum.
I watched something about drug addicts yesterday. Side note. Yeah, I watched it was called Inside the Country that legalized all drugs or something like that. And there's one thing these countries do, that Canada and America never did. You have to put in work if you're going to do something like this. It requires work, okay? The government decriminalized drugs, but that's only half the battle, alrighty? You can't just decriminalize drugs and then expect people. Like, they don't figure it out on their own. Some people can't. They're too deep in it. So, you have to be there. Oh, and by the way, don't put I don't care who you are, don't put a safe injection site near playgrounds where kids can see that. Dirty needles on the ground. Excuse me. Instant karma for talking about this? Maybe. Don't care. Listen. If you're going to decriminalize drugs, here's what you have to do. You got to put in work. So along with decriminalization of drugs, okay, you have to put in other protocols as well. Programs, different, because like alcohol, drugs need special, because we have Alcoholics Anonymous right now. I don't know how effective it is, because I've never had to go, because I never had a drug issue, okay? But in these countries, they have these programs. They've got therapies you can go to. They got rehabs you can go to, counselors you can talk to. Oh my goodness. It is raining today too, like I said earlier. But I'm not going to stop talking about it till I'm done. Just so you know, I'm not saying I want drugs to be decriminalized. I'm not saying I approve of it. But I'm saying if you're going to do it, we have to, okay. One of the first things that they say to do is help them get their life off the ground first. And then they'll realize, hey, maybe I don't need this anymore. And then they'll seek the help. Okay? So you have to help them get their life off the ground first. You can't just decriminalize the drug and then do nothing. Because it doesn't solve the homeless part. Once you get them a life, help them establish a good life, they have to, you have to ask them, you have to talk to them too. You need to get them therapy, not even just rehab. At first, just give them therapies, talk to them, be like, so if we were able to help you get what you need, would you take our offer? Like, to get your life a little more in order so that you're not on the streets anymore, so that you're making your own money and paying your own way through life. Would you be willing to let us help you? Like, you need programs like that if you're going to decriminalize drugs. That's what they're doing differently in those countries. Portugal and Amsterdam, they showed. Amsterdam, I think, it's not a country, but... So, yeah, anyway, my point, though, is Frankie's a drug addict, and he's allowed to be shamed because he chose this, and I got no sympathy for people who just do things for attention, and I'm pretty sure he just does things for attention. He's doing this because he thinks it makes him look good. He thinks it makes it look cool. He's just an attention whore. I'm sorry. That's the word I'm going to use.
Some one activated charcoal capsule.
Yeah, let's cut off all the absorption to everything.
Most meals I'll have, depending on how I feel, I'll have maybe half of a kratom pill in it, but I just had one before I took a long drive today, so I had some on the drive, so.
I don't even have words here. A long drive? And you took kratom during your drive? Okay. I might be visually impaired to the point I don't even see a hand, a shadow of a hand, an outline of anything. Oh my God. You are sick. Driving. You got a vision problem? No, you don't. Not if you're driving. You wouldn't drive with a vision problem, Frankie. And I'm sure maybe there's some good glasses out there. Maybe they might make you look better, too. If you could get some glasses that make you look more appealing, that, even to you, get some that look good, get some that help correct that little unsteadiness in your vision from your whatever, and it might actually help you. It actually might help you. I think it would. You make these choices, Frankie. You have to live with them. And I'm sorry, but I'm shaming your drug addictions because now that I know you're driving under the influence, that's illegal even in the States. That's illegal even here. But, all right, keep going, buddy. See how far you get before somebody stops you, pulls you over. Like, license and registration, sir.
Since I just had one like an hour ago, I'm going to skip that for this meal. Maybe we'll have one for dinner.
All right, guys. Same dinner we've been having for a while now.
Few modifications. So the big bowl of organic udon noodles. If you guys want to try these, frankiesstrange.foods.com. Only pasta I can tolerate. We got the same wiping puree from lunch, which is just white candy.
God, he eats the same crap every day. I'm shocked that he can keep this up. That could also be why he's depressed, because people on high carb diets they can't take it. They can't, even though, like, look, I can't take it either, but at least if I'm talking food, I try to find other carnivore things like bacon or cheese, maybe a bit of sausage or jerky was fine, but that was short-lived. I can't do it anymore.
Lean beans and artichokes. Then I added a bit of the Frankie steak sauce, which adds a lot of flavor to it. We put in some collagen broth for some more protein, some amino acids. And I also diced up a little bit of prosciutto, extra prosciutto I had lying around, almost give it like a carbonara flavor. So really delicious. Big bowl of starch with a little bit of fiber, kind of help detox the liver. Not too much protein, but a decent balance of what we need for liver detox.
Again, what's this we? Frankie, you're not detoxing your liver by doing this. Okay.
Supplement-wise, we're just doing zinc, molybdenum, and 3 of the probiotic. We're going to have the apple for dessert, and then the same thing, mastic gum, and charcoal at the end of the meal.
He's taking more charcoal now than ever before. And you wonder why you're depressed. You wonder why you feel like crap. You wonder why nothing ever satisfies you. You're wondering why you always feel like crap. You never feel at ease.
Help soak those toxins coming out of the liver, the toxic bile.
Oh, yeah, natural reaction, bile, people. Bile coming out of the liver is toxic. Even though if you get your gallbladder out, that's the only way you can make bile. Oh my gosh. And God forbid we have a gallbladder. Did you get your gallbladder out, Frankie? Because you're going to end up having it out later, very, very soon. It's probably going to happen in the next... Maybe... I'm going to be generous here and say 20 years? But most likely probably 10 more. 10 more.
If you guys want to try out any of the high quality and organic health foods that you saw here today, you can go to frank-stefano.com to check out Frankie.
This is all it sounds like. This is what you can't drive like that. You're going to be pulled over for license and registration, sir. What do you mean? Get out of the car, sir. Now walk for me. Walk from here to that building over there and back. And I want you to do it straight. Do it straight. You mean like, I'm not gay. No, sir. I mean walk straight. That's what's going to happen.
Free-range meat, Frankie's free-range foods, organ supplements, as well as Wi-Fi shielding and Frankie's nap.
Alrighty, pushing his friggin' brand. Well, guys, that's it. That interests me of Frank Stefano. The rest is all meat vlogs and his eye surgery updates and yeah. Snorefest. Huh. Yep. So, that's it for this one, guys. A fun reaction video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next one.